入嚟啊 ！Hello， 要靜啲啊！
都長頸對嘅。
Okay.
你可以坐低，跟住 Amy。
Okay, start. Okay, like this.
呢個地方危險咯，即係我覺得會容易造成一個攻擊嘅目標咯。有一日咧，有啲街坊就反包圍啲警察，咁開始啲街坊好嬲，就開始大聲嗌黑社會黑社會。咁我喺屋企聽到咧，我就好驚咧，再發生啲嘅會響嗰度會蔓延到去宿舍。我真係覺得好羞恥。我話我住宿舍咧都好羞恥，住呢度住得好唔開心。我話呢度咧越嚟越似一個監獄。
Amy has been married to a Hong Kong police officer for 12 years. They live in a housing estate designated for police officers and their families.
但係有陣時我問佢一次啊，個示威者已經俾人扣住咗啊，及扣緊啊，但係個頭仍然俾人係扼住喺個地下度啊，出晒血啊咁。你覺得係咪都係正常嘅拘捕？正常，因為咧後邊仲未穩定㗎嘛，未鎖實㗎嘛，同埋咧。有機會佢會反抗啊嘛！即係我聽到啲説話咧，覺得好冷血啦，好無良啦，呢啲位我令我好難受啊！即係喺我先生把口都講出嚟。咁你會見到其實喺個屋企裏邊一傾啲嘢，你發覺好大嘅鴻溝。
使唔使攞張紙巾
？OK 啊，好。如果我講好多警察嗰啲警暴嘅問題咧，個小朋友可能好難理解件事。爹哋有做警察咁樣。
It wasn't so long ago that the couple were on the same side of the political divide.
不要中共欽點，自己政府自己揀。反對小圈子選舉，抗議中共干預。
14年嘅時候咧，就佔中嘅時候之前咧有一個反國教嘅運動啦，黃之鋒佢哋學民思潮發起嘅。
打倒小圈子選舉，打倒小圈子選舉，打倒小圈子選舉，打倒小圈子選舉。
我自己會好敏感咧，就係一啲中共啊、一啲咁嘅愛國啊嗰啲咁嘅思想咧，去滲入一個小學或者中學嘅課程咧，我就會好大個問號啊！咁我都同我先生都有在場，一齊嗌口號都有啦。
Occupy Central in 2014 started out as a peaceful sit-in to call for free leadership elections. In Hong Kong, candidates for the next chief executive are nominated by a local committee and vetted by the central government in mainland China. Many slam the process as undemocratic and an infringement of Hong Kong's autonomy by mainland China. But the peaceful protest escalated when police fired 87 canisters of tear gas to disperse the crowd outside government headquarters. The sight of protesters defending themselves with just umbrellas mobilized tens of thousands more to inundate 3 key districts. The subsequent 79-day blockade became known as the Umbrella Movement. In 2019, protests broke out again, sparked by a bill that would allow prisoner extraditions to China. The first big rally on the 9th of June was largely peaceful. But 3 days later, a second demonstration sparked a very different response from the police.
今次仲快成咁添。咁6月12號我響 office 嗰度，咁其實聽住個意見啦，咁就已經有晒裝備袋擺咗響 office 隔離，咁就有晒頭盔，有晒防毒面具啊咁嗰啲咁嘅。好嘢，好嘢，好嘢，謝記者！其實一路聽就係話，喂呢邊放催淚彈咁樣樣。咁然後就會諗啦，咦？咁其實雨傘運動嗰陣時都唔會話遊行完幾日咁就放催淚彈啦，點解今次咁快嘅？
The police fired tear gas, rubber bullets and beanbags to disperse the 40,000 protesters gathered outside the government headquarters. Some of the escaping protesters were chased down and arrested. The ruthless response from the police came as a shock to many protesters.
我就一路就捉住佢跑啦，跑到去依一個下面依一個位置，喺呢個膊依個位置。
30-year-old IT specialist Jason and his wife tried to leave the protest when the violence broke, but ended up in the crossfire.
佢叫我走，我都係想走嘅，但係我冇路可走啊嘛。我亦都冇做過任何嘅暴力嘢啦，咁我係一個和理非啦，可以話。右邊同埋後方咧，約幾十個警察。我 feel 到就係我嘅背脊啦，有唔同嘅棍去打我啦，咁我話全身都極為痛楚。警察就叫我走啊走啊，咁我聽到邊聲係嚟嗰度嚟嘅，咁我咧就望過去，我走緊啦，跟住然後佢就一下用胡椒噴霧就直向我嘅眼同埋面部去射向我度啦。咁同時之間上面都有大量嘅胡椒水，令到我全身都係濕晒啦。隻眼咧就唔係好望到嘢㗎啦，就勉強都極為痛楚地向前跑咯，起碼都要望到路，咁我捉住我老婆咁樣去跑咯。咁啊之後就開始會見到一啲其他嘅市民咧，就俾一啲生理鹽水啊，叫我除咗嗰件 T 恤啊、件衫啊，因為成件衫其實連埋褲咧都係全身都係胡椒水，全身每一寸肌膚都係痛楚，我都未試過咁痛。
The government and the police characterized this protest as a riot, which justified the use of force, including the use of tear gas, batons or pepper spray. What's more, rioters can be thrown into jail for up to 10 years. But protesters see the attempt to label them as rioters as the authorities' excuse to use force against them and to arrest them, infringing on their right to assemble, enshrined in the Hong Kong Basic Law. In the months that followed, the reputation of the police was further tarnished by allegations of police brutality. Human rights watchdogs allege that in multiple incidents, the police used excessive violence, even when there was no active resistance.
唔再係好似服務市民，即係我係納稅人，我係一個社會上面嘅公民，其實都憤怒嘅，因為點解 警察會不問原因而去攻擊市民、襲擊市民嘅咧？我直情覺得警察係政權嘅軍隊咁樣樣咯，好似。
Just like Jason, many Hong Kongers feel that the government chose not to listen to its people and instead sent the police to quench the protests. As a result, the police have become the main antagonist.
Popo 即係佢哋講嘅警察嘅簡單咁講咁樣，即係粗口文口佢哋啦。我係響2008年4月加入警隊嘅，諗住做警察係因為係可以着制服響街嗰度可以幫到市民啊嘛，即係就算辛苦都覺得響最前線都係開心。以前警民關都會明白，就係有時喺執法嘅時候，同市民會有啲摩擦。我行得幾辛苦幾熱都好啊，會覺得有人尊重。咁但係而家個問題就係政治事件、政治遊行，然後突然間發現，咦點解我變咗你嘅敵人嘅
The last time the Hong Kong police had such a bad reputation was over 50 years ago.
Well, I joined the police force on the 10th of February 1964. At that time, the police was riddled with corruption. Everybody in the organization was happy or kept happy. After I came out of the training school, there was this white envelope that was in my locker, and it contained, well, $70. Obviously, I knew what this money was. I cannot say that I was so naive as to say, I mean, what's this? A manna from heaven? No, it wasn't. I didn't ask anybody because the advice I was given was that, well, all right, don't ask, don't tell.
So you accept the envelope.
Mm-hmm.
So what would have happened had you not accepted it?
Well, I would have not lasted 33 and something years. Simple. It's a case of survival. Yes, I've accepted black money, but I was never corrupt. I had to accept it to stay alive, to stay in the game. And I also never sought out any position where I could make more money for myself.
But a series of riots in 1967, instigated by the pro-communists against the colonial government, spurred change.
The Hong Kong government and the Hong Kong police decided to introduce a series of structural reforms, and it includes the operational means to increase the anti-riot capacity, and more importantly, do some kind of structural reform that improve the so-called community and the police interactions. More importantly, the government introduced a series of measures to eradicate the so-called syndicated corruption in the police force.
The police have worked hard to gain public trust. The Independent Commission Against Corruption was established in the 1970s. It was ruthless in eradicating the corruption. At the same time, the salary and working conditions improved. It was the beginning of a golden age for the Hong Kong police.
This was the riot helmet we used to use. And this is a police helmet I used to wear. Later, we got some better police helmets with a full face with a fold-up piece, which they don't seem to have here. I joined the police in July 1974. In my years of service here, I came across other police forces, visited other countries. We're the most professional, the best equipped, the best trained. There's no doubt that we were the best.
There was belief by the public towards the police. There was a relationship that we were here to protect, none the least of which was a good, strong publicity campaign which was partook by the media in general. And in those days, there was a lot of media report about, not so much about solving big crimes or murder scenes and whatnot, but about police officers being human.
I could go anywhere around in Hong Kong in my uniform, and people would greet me politely. There would never be any abuse, or people would smile and say good morning. And it was done by training, by leadership, by reminding officers that they were there to serve the public. It was very much, you're serving, you're there to help the public, you're there to be polite, to be considerate.
That's why in the police mission, there is a phase called serving the community with pride and care. I think this has deeply affected Hong Kong people's mindset, particularly in the millennium years, because they think that police is not only a law enforcement agency, they are also our companion. It is also publicized by the police official dramas, clips that they serve us.
We would always respond to things. We had a response time. If I remember, 9 minutes for an accident anywhere in the urban area and 15 for the New Territories, and we always beat it. We were always there much quicker.
Thanks to their efforts, Hong Kong is one of the safest cities in the world, according to international rankings. And in 2018, it achieved the lowest crime rate in 45 years. Until recent years, the police also had a good reputation for managing protests with finesse, containing them rather than suppressing them by force. They would marginalize agitators and seek tips from the public.
The whole point is go away, disperse. That's the point of all this. It's not to have them laying on the ground writhing or capture them. The idea is to disperse the peaceful. That's why the banners say disperse peacefully.
But the anti-extradition bill protests changed this dynamic. The police force got caught up between the government and the increasingly violent protesters.
I做咗呢個工作，咁到今日嚟講都35年。呢4個月係我感覺係一個極度嚴苛、極度委屈同埋極度困難嘅時間。而家喺個國際標準嚟講，唔係暴動，搶嘢、打爛嘢、縱火、打人、攻擊警日警署、攻擊警察、封路、堵路，襲擊地鐵。如果有人否認呢啲唔係暴動嘅話咧，咁我都唔知呢啲係算係乜嘢啦。
21st July 2019, Yuen Long Metro Station. A violent mob armed with sticks and metal rods attacks passengers. Among those attacked are protesters coming back from an anti-extradition bill march. 2 police officers show up at the scene, but retreat to call for reinforcements. The police finally intervene, 35 minutes later. But the violent mob had already vanished. At least 45 people were injured that night. The public was angry. This was another key turning point after the violent events of June 12th. It led to accusations that the police had abandoned their job as protectors.
It was either lack of resources or it was a mistake, and in either event the police should have been very clear about what that was, and if they were in the wrong they should have said so, but they've just not said enough about it.
特區政府會正式撤回條例草案，完全釋除市民嘅疑慮。
On the 4th of September, the government announced the withdrawal of the extradition bill. But it did not stop the protests. This is what happened on the 1st of October. It was China's 70th anniversary of Communist Party rule. Hong Kong was a scene of chaos. Running battles raged for hours across multiple locations. 30 officers were injured.
As the protesters rush towards him, the police officer is running backwards, and moments later he trips and falls to the ground.
On the same day, police shot a protester for the first time with a live round. According to the authorities, the officer fired his weapon at close range because he feared for his life.
我哋俾一啲有心嘅人士啦嚇，就將我哋咧就妖魔化，話我哋黑警，又話我哋係狗。黑警，你做咩啊？你班死黑警！
Sergeant Lam Chi-wai sees the past few months of non-stop protests and vandalism as the most difficult period in his 30-year career.
我根本就係前線，我本人就係前線。工作上係俾人哋去故意刁難、故意侮辱。好初段時間。 去用一啲好普通嘅武器，例如用啲竹啊，例如用啲嘢掟我哋啊，或者用徒手打我哋。到慢慢發展到用磚頭、用丫叉、用一啲彈珠、用一啲雷射槍，再慢慢發展到用刀、用汽油彈，嗰種壓力係我諗非一般人可以理解到咯。
are more cops coming to see me. They have severe anxiety. They would feel anxious all the time, and their heart will like beating very fast, and they feel pretty fearful with the things that they've experienced, and they'll fear that they might get hurt.
It was decided by a small group of people that peaceful protest was not good enough. And so they decided to ramp up the violence to now completely barbaric levels. And this is what the police officers are having to face. You know, when you throw a petrol bomb at somebody, you're attempting to murder them or maim them.
呢咁嘅情況，每個禮拜重複又重複，4、5、6，一日一。我同事每個禮拜都要經歷一啲對生命有絕對致命危險嘅情況。
When they come to work, they will associate the police station with all the traumatic experiences. They would have intrusive thoughts and nightmares. They are fearful because they're not sure what's going to happen. And if they bump into the protesters or reporters, and the reporters are giving some kind of verbal provocations, and this actually might cause their emotions to escalate from frustration to anger. And if anger is not regulated properly, anger might lead to revenge, and revenge can lead to hatred.
Dr. Adrian Lowe has agreed to share the stories of some of his police patients with Undercover Asia. Police officer, 44 years old, fears that people are chasing or stalking him. He can't sleep well and would often get up to check if windows and doors are locked. Police officer's spouse, suffering from major depression and insomnia. She is also having relationship problems with her husband, who rarely comes home. He is always on standby, anticipating a new crisis at work. Police officer, 38, male, complains about stress, poor quality sleep, and overwhelming workload.
咁開始你會見到有啲政黨咧就會成日挾持一啲家屬啦，即係尤其是住宿舍嗰啲啦。因為你如果係一個警察屋企人，其實你身份係仲肉酸嘅。我屋企人，我阿爸同我有啲阿叔都係做警察嘅。咁我阿爺其實喺港英年代都係做警察嘅。有個朋友個妹個男朋友係當差。跟住張相由可能你3個人影，我朋友會喺其中隔離咯，就會話啊呢個警察陳大文手邊度嘅 number 可能係A1234咁樣啦，住邊度，佢伴侶或者我女朋友係邊個，咁即係你會咁樣無妄之災咯。但係因為佢 target 唔係你，只會覺得哦啲相上咗去，但係唔係 dox 我咁樣咯。
不如你解釋下嗰啲渠道啲人去 post 上晒出嚟係點樣？
但係你話老豆揾仔嗰啲咧，佢哋通常係應該係好多網民會報料，譬如話首先譬如喺電視今次嘅 protest， 邊個警察打咗人，咁佢張相有 close up 噶嘛。
Can you show us the group？
係，睇先，老豆揾仔，差唔多接近20萬人喺度 follow 咗咯。咁喺入邊你會有嗰個警察嗰張相啦。佢中英文全名啦，佢邊個 team 啦，有啲會有埋佢身份證啊、手機 number 啊、辦公室 number， 即係成個嘅full mailing address 啊，同埋佢邊間大學畢業啊，所有嘢咯。
How often do they post new information？
日日都有喎， They said there's they got spy in the police force because once you leave 5 of your colleagues, then you're immune.
去鼓動啲人去騷擾你，係等你收工啊、接你放工啊，或者接你啲仔女放學啊等等。同埋最主要就係個地址俾人知道咗，唔知嗰啲咁冇理性嘅人會做一啲咩行動，因為佢經常喺連登網上去講一啲唔知真定假啦，即係話又話要等佢收工啊，等佢翻屋企啊、接佢啊咁樣。今日從嗰日開始就電話騷擾啊，有人冒咗我名去申請借錢啊，冒我名去捐嗰啲器官啊，咁都咁嘅已經係不計其數發生咗。咁啊，最惡劣嘅時間係呢個7月初8月頭嘅時間。我係連續一個星期一晚咧收到嘅電話騷擾咧係200零個啦，唔夠300個啦。咁當然你話對我屋企人壓力有冇咧？絕對有，即係冇一家庭生活。以前放假日子可能會落街去行下街，同阿爸阿媽去飲下茶，屋企人飲下茶咁樣，去 shopping 下咁樣，即係過翻啲好普通嘅香港人生活。
Since June 2019, there has been an unprecedented wave of doxing, which is the spreading of private information online. There have been almost 5,000 complaints of personal data being leaked. Nearly 1,000 cases are being investigated. Around 30% of them involve police officers.
It's something that went seriously wrong. After so many years of annual protests, marches, millions of people taking part, nothing went wrong. Suddenly, everything exploded.
The police was pretty slow to realise how sophisticated the media war would be on this, the social media war would be on this. Police use social media, but I don't think they had any idea how false news can be spread, how true news can be manipulated.
As you can see, this particular channel supports the protesters, so there are lots of images about what to do next, what happened in the past, and some of them are just photos of particular news events.
Are these pictures of real events that have taken place?
Yes, and that's part of the issue, right? So if you see how police officers and protesters go at each other, you can cherry pick any moment and claim that police is brutal or protesters are extremely violent. And that image is the one they use to create this kind of messaging. So I think that's a real issue, yeah. That kind of messaging technique is trying to appeal to your emotional reactions immediately. You scoff at it, and that's another big problem. Many people mistakenly believe that echo chamber means you're living in this silo. You know, you're not exposed to other viewpoints or people with different ideas. It's actually not true. What people are doing is to consume the other viewpoints, and then instead of trying to understand them, you make fun of them. You attack them.
The events of 2019 have polarized Hong Kong society. In one camp are those who feel that the protesters had become too violent and the forceful response by the police was justified. In the other camp are those who want to see the police face legal consequences for their alleged brutality.
我相信一個獨立調查委員會去委任一啲社會上面有公信力嘅人士，譬如一啲退休嘅大法官，可以去揾返唔同嘅事件嘅事實嘅真相。
最近就有大律師公會嘅主席同埋一個資深嘅大律師阿羅燕鑑律師咧，有一篇文章正好講點解我哋想批評示威者唔好批評政府同警察，原因係政府警察佢哋有權力，佢哋有武器，佢哋有唔對等嘅權利，而法律係佢哋去執行同埋去維持嘅。當佢哋做咗一啲喺法律以外違法事，更應該被譴責。
8 months of protests in Hong Kong have racked up 2 deaths. Emergency wards saw over 2,600 related injuries and over 7,000 arrests. 9 in 10 residents have been exposed to tear gas, with 16,000 rounds fired in total. 85 MTR stations vandalized. $120 million spent on overtime pay for officers to handle the unrest. But the biggest casualty yet might be trust built up over the years between the Hong Kong public and the police. A poll in October 2019 found that only 41.5% of respondents agreed that protesters have used excessive force. That's in sharp contrast to 69% who felt the police used excessive force. In another poll, 90% of respondents gave the police a rating of 0. Many have called to disband it. Once Asia's finest, now most hated.
喂，唔好突然間講粗口啊，譚榮忠。
According to Inspector Wilkie Ng, there are proper channels for the citizens to express any issues with the police they might have.
咁如果你話因為有咁嘅事件，啲市民唔支持警察，我唔相信嘅，係有部分人係唔支持，大多數嘅市民咧都係繼續支持警察嚴正執法嘅，因為佢哋好辛苦建立香港出嚟，佢唔想見到香港俾人破壞。我哋使用武力嘅層次咧，基本上有一個控制嘅層次咧，係有界定嘅，係用唔同嘅武器啊，去控制翻相應嘅對方嘅反抗嘅層次嘅。如果被拘捕嘅人或者市民覺得警察係用呢啲方法唔合理，可以向警察投訴科投訴警察做得唔啱。經過調查係真係覺得警察唔啱嘅，咁當然係有一啲嘅程序上啦，係回應翻市民呢啲咁嘅投訴嘅。
When we talk about excessive violence, we should have a definition for it. It's not just that, okay, this guy was arrested, he was handcuffed, but the police officer kept hitting him in the legs. Why? Because he was trying to kick him, or he was trying to run away. It's my job is to keep you from running away.
Hong Kong has a 2-tier system to handle grievances against the police. The Complaints Against Police Office is a special body within the force investigating misconduct. Its work is reviewed by a civilian watchdog, the Independent Police Complaints Council, or IPCC. But critics question if the IPCC has enough power and independence to do its job. In September 2019, the government appointed 5 foreign experts to the IPCC to review police conduct during the protests. It was a bid to boost the credibility of the watchdog. But the move backfired 3 months later when the experts quit en masse, echoing the critics' view.
而家咁啦，呢個位啊 ，OK。
Kenneth Leung, a former member of the IPCC, is fully aware of its limits.
IPCC 其實係喺個職能上先天上係有啲缺陷，因為我哋係冇一個 調查權啦，主動嘅調查權，亦都冇一個傳召證人或者證物嘅權力。即係話咧，喺個調查過程入邊咧，所有嘅證人同埋證供咧都係要自願嚟到 IPCC 同 IPCC 合作咧，咁我哋先可以攞到佢啲證據嘅。所以咧，其實你話佢係一個冇牙老虎咧，亦都係即係有啲道理嘅。
For months, protesters have been calling for an independent inquiry into excessive police violence. And the demand is gaining traction. Among those supporting the call is the UN Human Rights Office, which accused the Hong Kong police of defying international standards and creating a considerable risk of death or serious injury. Even pro-establishment figures, including business leaders and those with police links, are calling for an independent investigation.
I was among one of the first, I think, to agree with and call for an independent commission to look into what happened. But the strange thing about it is that this government refused to even talk about it. It was a straight no. There wasn't a door or a window open for negotiation.
最主要都係警察同市民建立翻個信任啦。相信成立獨立調查委員會係最簡單可以做到一樣嘢先啦。
It has been almost a year since the anti-extradition protests started. The IPCC report on police misconduct has not yet been released. The Hong Kong government has not responded to the calls for an independent inquiry.
即係邊一個令到而家嘅情況係咁咧？係政府咯。政府喺6月頭已經冇去好好嘅聽民意，幾多人去示威遊行佢都唔聽，就淨係擁警隊出嚟，所有嘢都係高壓子彈嘅解決。咁呢樣嘢係令到我好嬲咯。如果呢幾個月都係搞唔掂嘅話，咁其實就係政府灌錯症、用錯藥。咁你再勁嘅胃藥都唔會醫到 cancer 啦。而家唔係話香港警隊唔得，而係佢攞嚟做咗一個解決政治問題嘅工具，我會覺得好難過咯。